Vanakkam. The ancient Tamil treatise, the Thirukkural, which was written by the saint poet Thiruvallur almost 3000 years ago, speaks of many characters of human beings apart from other worldly topics. And it has been beautifully expressed that shunning just 3 undesirable characteristics would fetch us a sea of benefits. And if that is not surprising enough, a single character of a person would tell us whether he is really intelligent or ignorant. Would it not be interesting to find out what these characters are? Please stay with us on this journey of exploring and enjoying the nuggets from the Thirukkural. Whatever be the profession, arrogance is a totally wrong attitude and must not be encouraged or supported. Only if this attitude is given up, improvement in the status of the individual in society is possible. Even the Thirukkural, which is a 3000-year-old Tamil treatise, talks about this attitude and condemns it quite strongly.
செருக்கும் சினமும் சிறுமையும் இல்லார் பெருக்கம் பெருமித நீர்த்து செருக்கும் சினமும் சிறுமையும் இல்லார் பெருக்கம் பெருமித நீர்த்து
செருக்கும் சினமும் சிறுமையும் இல்லார் பெருக்கம் பெருமித நீர்த்து. Serukum means arrogance. Sinamum is anger out of proportion. Sirumayum refers to a petty mind or meanness. Illar, a person who does not have these qualities. Perukkam, growth and development. The word perumida means in great proportions or great quantities. Neerthu, like a flood of water or an ocean. It means that freedom from arrogance, anger and meanness would lead to greatness in vast proportions. A person who does not have ego, anger and attachment to trivial and bad things would be able to focus on improving his health, greatness and wealth to the same extent as the sea, because it is ego, anger and attachment which will create distractions in one's mind and depletes one's energy and will not let one focus on his or her work or goals. Obviously, this is applicable to doctors and medical professionals too, and in some special ways. Let us analyze these 3 qualities and how they affect doctors. The first is arrogance. The dictionary meaning of the word arrogance is an attitude of superiority manifested in an overbearing manner or in presumptuous claims or assumptions. Yes, arrogance is present in all professionals, but in healthcare, since doctors have a more personal role to play at times of distress of the patient, this arrogance is perceived to be more. The following small things account for arrogance among doctors which needs to be avoided. Failure to listen to the patient's complaints and family problems. Lack of respect and good manners towards staff and patients. Abusive, belittling or critical comments. Boastfulness or exaggeration of one's abilities. And unwillingness to be questioned. Arrogance among physicians violates the benevolent spirit of medicine and the quality of medical care. On the other hand, anger is a natural, instinctive response to threats. Some anger is necessary for our survival. Anger becomes a problem when we have trouble controlling it, causing us to say or do things that we regret later. This anger seems to manifest itself in many ways, ranging from generalized irritability to actively lashing out at others, both within and outside of medicine, and sometimes, unfortunately, patients. Angry physicians create problems for the people they treat and the people they work with, for their administrators and for their loved ones, and sadly, even for themselves. Anger may be associated with habits that increase the likelihood of developing heart disease, including smoking, low levels of physical activity, and excessive use of alcohol. Anger also produces direct biological effects on the heart and arteries by triggering the release of adrenaline, cortisol, and other stress hormones. In a 10-year study of healthy veterans at Duke University, men who reported higher levels of anger, hostility, and depression showed a steady increase in their levels of C3, a marker of the inflammatory process thought to contribute to the development and progression of heart disease. The most common triggers for anger among doctors include getting behind schedule, medical complications that they see, unexpected additions to the schedule, nurses or other staff who are not as driven as they are, perceived obstacles to providing patient care, outdated and inefficient systems and processes, and uncooperative patients. The third quality mentioned by Thiruvallur was sirumai, which is meanness or small minds. The problem with small minds is that these petty minds cannot grasp great ideas, and to their purblind vision, nothing seems really great and important but themselves. They discuss people, and while average minds discuss events, great minds discuss ideas. This brings us to the last point. As someone becomes more curious about the world and looks beyond what's immediately visible, they start to talk about not just people or events, but ideas. Like, for instance, why do people do the things they do? What drives them? Look at the lives of achievers. What have they done? How have they achieved what they have done in their life? How we can uplift others? How can we improve as people and as doctors? What are the world issues that are occurring? Because we are not just citizens of a country, but a citizen of the world. And whether the direction we are moving in as a society, as a world, is actually good for us. And most important of all, ideas to improve the world. All these cannot be possible with a small mind that thinks of nothing but itself and its own selfish motives. We have seen three undesirable qualities as described in the Thirukkural: arrogance, anger, and pettiness of mind. But where do all these come from? The Thirukkural has the answer.
வெண்மை எனப்படுவது யாது எனின் உண்மை உடையம் யாம் என்னும் செருக்கு உடையம் யாம் என்னும் செருக்கு.
வெண்மை எனப்படுவது யாதெனின் ஒண்மை உடையம் யாம் என்னும் செருக்கு. Venmai refers to whiteness in the literary sense of the term, but here it means naivet or ignorance. Yenappaduvadu yadenin. What is it? Onmai refers to intelligence or epitome of knowledge. Udayam, having. Yam refers to me. Yennum, serukku, vanity or arrogance. A person considering himself the epitome of intelligence is the best example of ignorance. Vanity is, according to the dictionary, excessive pride in one's appearance, qualities, abilities, or achievements. Society defines vanity as excessive pride in or admiration of one's appearance or accomplishments. Other words for it include egotism and arrogance. So now we come to the concept of ego. Everyone has an ego. There are many definitions of the word ego, But to put it simply, it is our sense of personal identity or feelings of self-importance. So the ego keeps trying to make us feel that we are the greatest person ever. One of the ways by which the ego does this is trying to make us believe that we know everything. At other times, the ego kicks in small, different ways, like comparing ourselves to others, by trying to do something to attract attention to ourselves, by talking about people's imperfections, and virtue signaling, that is, showing off how moral we are. There is nothing wrong with having an ego. There is nothing wrong with feeling important, but this ego needs to be regulated. This can be done in two simple ways. The first is practicing gratitude, listing the things that we are grateful for. Like, for instance, I am not hungry, I slept well, I get to see the sky every day, I love my job, etc. The second way is being in the now, that is, feeling the present and enjoying whatever is going on right now, a bus journey, or a difficult task being done, or walking along the beach. So, freedom from arrogance, anger, and pettiness of mind and thoughts will fetch great rewards and benefits. செருக்கும் சினமும் சிறுமையும் இல்லார் பெருக்கம் பெருமித நீர்த்து. And when a person starts thinking that he knows everything, he is proving that he is ignorant. வெண்மை எனப்படுவது யாதெனின் ஒண்மை உடையம் யாம் என்னும் செருக்கு. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. Please click on the shown links to see other Thirukkurals and their relevance to our day-to-day life. And do not forget to subscribe to stay connected with the latest in learning, hand surgery, plastic surgery, trauma surgery and ethics. Vanakkam.